Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and today you're going to see me do yet another version of my soap called Leather Jacket, but I'm going to change the name of this. I've already made it, so I'm actually redoing my intro to this soap. I decided because it looks like Granite that I would rename the soap Taken for Granite. And I'm still fighting this scent called Leather Jacket from Nature's Garden, in that it accelerates like crazy. So I got some advice from one of the viewers of the Vibrant Soap channel to try extra virgin olive oil. So I thought, great, I'm going to try that, and it's still accelerated. So luckily I still am able to get it into the soap mold, but you can see at some point in the mixing of the fragrance that it sped up on me again. Anyway, let's get started. There's another color tutorial on the use of a particular hue with black and white, which always seems to work. And let's get started right away. Alright, so this is a fairly easy color scheme, and it's very easy to alter, but probably worth talking about. It's a neutral color scheme. It works with shades of gray as well, but I think all I'm going to really be doing today is showing you the most basic, and it is black and white, and I may as well show you some other variations of that too. Of course, the variations is to use shades of gray also. You can have as many shades of gray as you like, and it's going to be well coordinated, look nice together. And I can pair that with, today in my soap, I'm going to pair it with blue, and it works beautifully together. Okay, so one of the first things you'll probably notice is that the oil is a little darker than usual, and I forget who said this, but I'm very appreciative of whoever mentioned to use extra virgin olive oil to slow down the batch as well. So that's what I'm going to try. So I've already got my kaolin clay and shea butter, goat milk powder in here. I really do think, just from my own experience, that the kaolin clay slows it down too. It's not saponicable, so I believe that's one of the reasons why it slows down saponification also. But let me make this as creamy as I possibly can, blend this really well before I add the lye. I still have to get the fragrance in there, and that's the main culprit, but I'll do the colors before I do that. Let's speed this up. That's emulsified. Let's split these up. I blended up my activated charcoal real well there. And you have to do that because if you don't, and you just use the powdered activated charcoal, you'll get these little bursts of black in your batter, and that's not what you probably want. Then my blue. And again, the majority of this is going to be white. And it's probably not going to be, absolute white, because the oil is so much more yellow. But that's okay. Let me blend that. That's pretty light. It's still a creamy white as opposed to a stark white, but that's okay. There's my blue. Black, and I'm going to rinse off my blender and then go for the scent. So there is the leather jacket. The name of the soap is Leather Jacket. And this is when the fun begins. I'm still going to do an in the pot swirl, but if this slows down enough, the next time I make it I can do something a little bit more fancy. Okay, yeah, it is still thickening up, but it's still okay. I think I say that every single time I make this, and then it does a big jump in solidifying, so let's still not dawdle. Oh yeah, this is hard already, so I better get this in. Same thing, it just really makes this sort of texture too, so let me get this in here. Wow, even with the other oil, black's probably the same thing. Yeah, it's pretty thick. Let's just get that in there. There's just some fragrances that are going to do this for you. It's sort of gelatinous right now. So let me just kind of stir this in the batter. Sort of chunky looking. Break that up a little bit. The white is still okay, so this makes me think that the fragrance in combination with certain colors may be what speeds it up more. So just as usual, if you have any idea of what else to do to slow this down, that'd be great. You're always learning as a soap maker. Let me pound that down. I think pounding it down makes it pretty even. I want it to still look interesting, so I'm going to play with this a little bit. Add some texture separately. I wanted to make sure I could get the dividers in there before it solidified. Since the texture is already sort of chunky with the blue and the black getting more solid before I poured this in, it makes sense to go with it all the way and add some more texture to the top. And no glitter on this one. And this is it. This is very interesting. So this is my 4th or 5th version of Lather Jacket, and I'll be taking this out of the mold tomorrow sometime. Thanks for watching. This is Clyde with an ongoing experiment of this fast-moving fragrance, and I'll try something else the next time. At least I got it in the mold. See you later. Bye. But let's see how they came out. Well, I'm still a little soft. So I think I'm going to leave it in the mold until the end of the day or tomorrow. So we'll come back to this. Okay, so I let this sit another day, and I think it should be ready to unmold. It's funny that it accelerates, but it needs more time to get completely hard. Let's see. It's a little stickier soap because usually it just kind of falls out of this, but this is coming out. It's a stickier soap. And the only difference here is using the extra virgin olive oil. But just a little bit more work. So this ended up getting a speckled effect. Quite different. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's going to be just fine. And it's creamy. You can tell that right now. Just a couple. As soon as this soap cures, it's going to be just fine. And I have had softer soaps, so that's pretty good. Been experimenting with my new camera, which I'm really happy with. So I think I can bring them up closer and get more detail without it struggling to focus. I think there's something attractive about a soap that is basically white with some embellishment. And there's always the desire to invent some new way of designing your soap. And that's what intrigues me, is to always try something different. I think my next soap that I make after I unmold this one today is going to be another experimentation with a pouring, swirling technique. So there's that cobalt blue on the side. I think these are appropriate colors for a leather soap. Let me pull this divider out. Typically that's what I've done with this unmolding with this mold and these dividers is I get most of the side soaps out, and that allows me to pull out the dividers later. It's got that shine to my soap. And this did gel. When I checked it just after I got it in the mold, and I covered it with a blanket after putting the lid on my mold, it got very, very hot. So if you've not gelled before, you gotta watch that, because if it gets too hot, it might crack. Some of the oils can separate. So I uncovered it for a while, and then I covered it over a little bit later, so it gelled nicely. And I think it makes a firmer soap with more brilliant colors. That's what they say, and that's what I've found through experience. So let me clean these up and show them to you right after this. Thanks for watching. This is Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and I've got another soap lined up for right after this.